Alright, hi everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nova Empire. We're going to go over some modules and,
Welcome back, Commander.
excuse me, probably a few other things. I had my first Galaxy War, so I was gone for a while. This first Galaxy War, I just played defensively. I didn't really even go into the enemy galaxy. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups. But because I played defensively, I don't have any video of that. Next time, hopefully I'll get to be more offensive. We were just up against a galaxy that was way more powerful than us. So let's get into... Oh, excuse me. These... Let me turn the volume down. It's probably way too loud for you guys. I apologize. There's new modules that came out with this event from the interstellar fragments. No, not that. This. Alright. So these right here is interstellar fragments. I've been collecting them. And, at first I saw, here's some orange ones that I could collect. It lets you pick whatever you want. Those are all normal ones. You get your FTL speed, normal. Your solar system speed, which is normal. Your armor, also normal. Here, and we also have the fleet damage, which is great, but that's a normal one. Here's the first new one, and this is probably the one that I'm going to talk about the least, because I don't know anything about it. It says 0.25%, again, that's the base level, of damage inflicted becomes true damage. I'm assuming that means it ignores all shields, armor, and evasion, and that at least that percentage of armor is guaranteed to hit, or damage is guaranteed to hit. It might also include the damage that is reduced from your weapon types. Because, if you're fighting a large structure, large hull, heavy hull, the strongest weapon it gets, that's only 20%. So if it's only doing 20% of your base weapon as damage, and this actually affects that, if you could increase this to something like 0.25%, per level, 10 levels would be 2.5. No. Yeah. So 40 levels, it would be 10% of your base damage extra. So if you're doing... Yeah, that would increase that to nearly 30%. Not quite because it reduces it, but not getting into all that math with you guys. But the point being is this true damage could be really good against the big, powerful, hard-to-do damage ships in the game, but against those smaller ships that are easy to deal damage, it's not going to make an effect, but those shouldn't be a threat anyway. So this could be really good to have one or two modules. I don't know, I'm going to assume it goes to the same place as the fleet damage, and you only have 3 of those open, so one of those, because they'll stack with each other, the fleet damage and then the true damage, and the third one could go either way, probably depending on what you find or run into. Although I'm assuming it would be a lot easier to get the fleet damage, the true damage might actually be better, situationally speaking. Anyway, now, what I'm going to get into a lot is over here. Now, under the weapons crates, there's 2 new ones that we've not seen yet, or at least I hadn't seen, the increased leadership and the Kraken damage boost. The Kraken damage boost does not boost damage against Kraken ships. It doesn't mean it that way. It means your Kraken ships that you build will do increased damage. All your Kraken ships use 3 weapons. They use cannons, lasers, and missiles, except for the little destroyers, which just use missiles and lasers, I believe. It's either missiles and cannons or missiles and lasers. But anyway, that's only 2 of the 3. All the other Kraken ships use all 3 of those weapons, though. Which is why in previous games I've said don't use drones as weapons, because if you use the drone modules to make them stronger, you're not increasing your strongest ships, which are the Kraken ships. But even if you're increasing, say you have 3 of these things, a cannon, a laser, and a missile, all orange, it's 3 slots. Each of those is only doing 1/3. All 3 of those combined is the same as one thing for a Kraken ship, where the Kraken damage boost would essentially be 3 times better than any of those, but only for your Kraken ships. Your regular ships will get nothing. But your best ships will get 3 times what would they would normally be buffed from the modules, which I think only goes up to like 20%. Don't quote me on that. I've not maxed out a module yet. It might go higher. It might not even go that high. But actually, I'm pretty sure a module's starting level is 0.8. So 10 times, so every 10 levels would, in theory, be like 8% if it doesn't increase more as you level it up. So if it went up to 40 levels, that would be a 32%. Assuming that 40 is like a cap. Again, I'm not maxed out. I don't know what the cap is. There's a lot of assumptions there. I don't know. But the Kraken damage boost, I will tell you, from getting to finally look at one, it does boost the same as the normal weapons, like a normal cannon or laser or missile, but because it works for all three of those, it's 3 times better for the Kraken ships. But it does not work for the non-Krakens. Now, I have not gotten that module yet, so I don't know where the module goes. I can only assume from in here that it would go under your weapons. If it does not go under weapons, that could change the whole story entirely. You know, if it goes, say, under the same thing as the true damage and the fleet damage, that might not be the way to go then. So that one's still a bit of a toss-up. It's really interesting because if it does go under weapons, and if you are very Kraken-based, with the best ships of the game right now, I'm not in an elite galaxy. So I don't know about the elite galaxies specifically, but the regular galaxies, the strongest ships in the game are the Kraken ships. So being able to buff the strongest ships I can, if that goes under a weapon, I would want to have 4 or 5 of those. Those are better than everything else. Now, also here in this weapon crate is the increased leadership. I thought that would go under weapons. I was originally thinking, okay, if I get like 2 increased leaderships, then 3 buffs for actual weapons, they'll stack with each other, it'll be a good combo for a lot of damage. Well, that's not quite how it works. And I freaked out when I saw this. Like, happy. This is way better than I thought it was. You can see that I've got on the right upgrading in progress right here. This module, the increased leadership, first off, every level is 4 command points for all your armies. Each army is 4 command points. And that might not sound like a lot. But when you get 10 levels, that's 40 command points. 20 levels, 80 command points. So you could be looking easily at 160 to 200 command points, I'm assuming, when this thing gets maxed out. For all your armies. And when your armies, if you don't have the research completely maxed out, like I don't have a research station level 6 yet, so I can't go above my command point limits for research any more than what you can do without upgrading that, but I've got it maxed out. And even with the monthly, you get 50 extra command points for this, and the premium, you get 50 extra command points for that. Even with that extra 100, my regular fleet's only reached like 1,090 command points. Yes, I will be able to raise it above that eventually. But without that extra 100, it means about 1,000 command points is near max. The normal max. Again, before all the buffs and technology. It actually includes some. But 200 in comparison to that 1,000, that's a 20% buff to your army. And that's both defensive and offensive since it's the number of troops. And because it is the base buff, it is the base numbers before your other buffs. Say you buff your army by 50%. Well, that 20% at that point is actually a 30% buff. And again, that's not quite accurate. It's actually going to be less than 20%. Because like, once I have everything maxed out, maybe I can reach 1,500. In which case, that would be more like a little over 10%. Probably somewhere between 10 and 15%. But, yeah, it's not 15. So, anyway, point being that once you stack those buffs together, it would still reach that 20% buff. But it's both defensive and offensive, which is really nice. But what makes this even better, this is the part that freaked me out, though. It doesn't go under weapons. It's not here at all, is it? It is actually under universal. It doesn't go under attack. It doesn't go under weapons. It even doesn't go under defense. It's under universal. The only thing in universal is stuff like FTL speed and soul system speed. I mean, I'm going to slow down my ships, but I'm going to make my ships significantly more powerful. If each of those could buff my army by 20% base, with 3 of those, again, if they're maxed out, that would be 60%. You can make your armies, again, before everything at the end, 60% stronger with these things by just slowing them down a little. That is amazing. 60%. I'm still flipping out over this and how fast I've been upgrading it. My development, my might for my armies and for my ranking has just skyrocketed since I got this. And I've only got to level 10. You know, those first 10 levels were fast. Now, it doesn't seem to increase how much leadership it's getting as it levels up. If that stays true, I've only got this to 10. That might not stay true. But if it stays true, getting new ones, leveling up the lower level ones first will be far more better for me. Because if I'm going to get the same thing by spending 20 days upgrading it, as I will by spending, 20 minutes, spend the 20 minutes, get the same upgrade. But yeah, ideally, I would like to get 3 of these now. I was originally going to have like 2 or 3 soul speeds and maybe an FTL speed or something like that in here. And now it's like, no, I want leadership. There's nothing even that compares this. Honestly, this shouldn't go here. This should go under attack, defense, or weapons, because this is upgrading both your attack and your defense. And to put it under something that doesn't even affect attack and defense is amazing. Now, yeah, my fleet's going to get slowed down a little. I might not get out of a battle, or I might be in a little bit more trouble. But if they're that much stronger, even if it's not the 60%, after everything, let's drop that and say it was like 50%, making your whole forces 50% better. That is amazing. That's with 3 of these orange ones maxed out. But that's just ridiculously amazing. Station stuff, I'm just going to show you what else I got in here while we're in modules. I'm using just a mixture of shields and HP. They're the best ones I got. I don't upgrade them much because it's not important. Eventually I'll come back and upgrade them, but no. Universal, I was focused more on soul speed, but now I'm planning on switching everything out to increase leadership, and that's going to be a primary goal of mine when I can get these, because that is broken, in my opinion. Resources, I like mixing. I don't care too much about the plundering or the protection and all that, but I do like to have a little increase in crystals and alloys. I might keep the orange crystal and replace all 3 of the other ones, if I can, with orange alloy. Getting a huge buff to my alloy, which is the rarest resource, would be amazing. And a lot easier for me to then maintain all 3 resources, I think, quite effectively in the elite galaxies. But 2 and 2 early on, when crystals and alloy, maybe I wasn't even using alloy for first, and when I do use alloy now, it's pretty rare. This is a good balance for me right now, 2 and 2. But again, you probably are limited on what you can find, module wise. You don't have access to whatever. Attack wise, there's only the fleet damage that I'm aware of. The true damage, I'm assuming, goes here. The Kraken boost damage could go here, because they surprised me with the, leadership boost. So who knows? But these are great. Just the best colors you can find. Even if the true damage goes here, I'm going to want at least one of these to be fleet damage, one to be true damage, and then the third one's up in the air. It could really go either way. It shouldn't make a difference. If I go more for the true damage, it'll be better against the bigger ships. But if I go more for the fleet damage, it should be almost as good against the bigger ships, but better against the smaller ships. However, also will look better on the rankings and for my development and overall power, I think. Anyway, armor here. I got one thing for retreat. Honestly, I don't know of anything else that's going to go here that's any good. I might even replace the retreat damage at some point. I'm not putting a lot of upgrades into this, but armor is nice. And weapons, I was going to focus more on cannons and then have the upgrade for lasers and upgrade for missiles for my Kraken ships. If the Kraken damage boost goes here, however, I'm going to start replacing all of these purples with those as I can get them. If the true damage goes here, That's going to make things difficult. I will have to rework. But, um, yeah, that should cover the new modules pretty good, I think, though. Let's see. After the Galaxy War, I ended up killing a bunch of players. My minerals were so high, my crystals were so high. I blew as much as I could in crystals and alloy to keep making it, but my minerals were maxed out, so I just donated. Anytime I was over max, I just donated to drop myself about 5 million below maximum to the Alliance. And our Alliance donations have, yeah, people are probably like, wow. Because I turned around, I think at one point I put like 15 million minerals in. I turned around, put another 5 million in. Then I turned around, put another 10 million in. Then recently I put another 5 million in. And if I make another 3 million by the end of the day, I'll put another 5 million in. Yeah, what I have right now, I would drop 2 million, but I'm going to wait till I spend some because I have a research that'll be done in 4 hours. I'm still upgrading this module and then these ships. Now, the Kraken. Okay, let's talk about some ships for a while. There's a lot of people making new videos on YouTube in English finally for this game. I love that. I'm giving them all likes. Yes, please make more. We need more of this. But, and there's that one guy, CNC, he does a whole bunch of videos, they're pretty good. And I've had a few issues that I've said, I don't think you remembered this or that, but I think he's going to get to it. He's definitely been into Elite Galaxy. He has more experience than me. Definitely. And his videos are good videos. They're much more professionally done than, my record me as I'm sitting on my couch with my phone. But, let's go over a few things that can help you guys out. So building. You've got these buildings that take a lot. And I think I've mentioned some of this before. Wait for the pirate events to where you can reduce the building's build time by 50 to 75% to do the big buildings. Like right now, this one, I didn't get a chance to do that. So I queued it up at I think I had like a 30% reduction. Because there was a bonus from something, and then I used the 20-25% reduction from the speed up for buildings. And this thing had like 70, 80 days. I think it had 80 days on it. And I've waited 40 so far, because the last pirate, we've had a lot of other events, and there's not been as much pirate events. And the last one didn't have any construction bonuses. But I've got enough speed ups I've been saving up the entire time, not using them. I'm just hoarding them for an event that says use speed ups, and I use the minimum to get, up on the leaderboards. But as soon as a pirate event shows up, if it shows up, say, in the next 40 days, so it showed up in 3 days and I got 40 days left of this thing, what I plan on doing is once we have that 75% damage, or 75 points of speed reduction, oops, that's not what I meant to get into. Let's try this again. Speed up. All right. I will go in here. And if you notice, I've got a lot of speed up saved up. And I'll show you guys how to get a bunch of GEC, too, before the end of this video. So stay tuned, please. You'll learn how to potentially earn thousands of extra GEC. But for free. Anyway, so if you look here, I've got 7 10 days. That's 70 days right there. I've got 7 3 days. That's another 21 days. So that's like 90-something days right there. Between those, I've got enough to do that, and, if it's got 40 days, I'll have 30. I also have like 60 or 70 days left in speed ups, easily. And that's if it happened like the next 3 days. So what I could do is I could boost the building to finish, and then queue up the next one with the reduced time. And if I have enough speed ups, and I'll do the math first, if I have enough speed ups, completely boost and finish that one to queue up another one. So I could do finish off one big building and do 2 more big, like 200-day plus buildings in a single day with, like 100 days worth of speed ups. Another thing to do, though, with that, if you can, queue one up and wait. Maybe till the next morning, even if it's just a few hours. Let your alliance people speed it up for free, because if you have a full alliance and they all do the speed up, that can reduce the build time by 30% of what's left. But yeah, say you have a 200-day building. It's reduced by 75%. It's a 50-day building. instead of 200 days. Now, that 50-day building, you do your normal speed up of 20%. That's going to take off about 10 days. It's a 40-day building now with the 300 GEC building speed up. And you might even have some of those for free. So now it's a 40-day building. You queue it up at that point. Maybe wait 8 hours. A bunch of people do their assistance. That might bring it down by another 10 days almost. So then you might have 30 days left on it. You use 30 days worth of speed ups. Boom, that building's done in a day. A 200-day building in a day. Okay, and then because you still have the bonus from the pirate event, if you did all that, you queue up another building, you repeat process. And say you don't have enough to speed up that building and finish it. Okay, save your speed ups. Don't waste them. There's no point in it. Hold on to those speed ups, and say you're in my situation. This building's going on. The event passes. Okay, not a big deal. You still got that 200-day building reduced to like 30, 40 days. Wait for an event that's going to say use speed ups, and then use them to get the rewards, preferably the minimum rewards. You don't have to fight those people spending thousands of dollars high up on the leaderboards. Just do enough to get the minimum rewards for the event itself, not to necessarily get high up on the leaderboards. You know, maybe if you're a couple of points away from getting in the top 20 or top 10, or if you're, you know, a couple points away from being in the top 100 and getting some type of extra GEC, that might be worth doing. But don't use the majority of your speed ups just to get higher up on the leaderboards and get a few more rewards. It's better to hold on to those speed ups for the next event and the next one and keep getting the base rewards over and over again. And usually by getting the base rewards, you will end up on the leaderboards, at least in the top 100. Not to mention, if you have a whole bunch of speed ups left over, you're going to be in situations like I am. People are probably looking like, how does he have that many speed ups? I've hoarded them. I've saved them. I've waited till events. I've done the minimum. They've given me speed ups back. A lot of those events that I'm doing are like, here's a free 10-day. Here's 3 free 5 days, you know, or 5 free 3 days. Sorry, it was like 15 days worth of speed. There's no 5-day. I said that backwards. But anyway, you get the point. So I can use all of these rewards to get more rewards. It's a chain reaction thing. And I end up with getting more stuff than people who aren't doing that. And then if I'm hoarding that stuff up, I end up with a large amount. And once every couple of, you know, events that pass on, I could use all of those to win a leaderboard, to get number 1 on a leaderboard, or at least in the top 3, even against those people who are spending thousands of dollars in money trying to do that. They spend thousands of dollars. I'm doing it free to play. I mean, I'm not completely free to play. I'm a minnow. I spend a little bit here, $20 here, $20 there. I have spent $100 on the lifetime pack, but no, like almost all this GEC I got right here, though, I've earned in-game without spending a dime. No, I lied. I take that back. The GEC that I got right now, the 32,000, I did spend $20 because I have that 50% off pack that they've added, the coupon, and so I spent $20 and that gave me like 13,000. So it was probably about a third of it I got from money, but I got it at $20 for it, plus a bunch of, it also came with like there's a 3-hour speed up. It also came with like 5 days worth of speed ups, because it was, I could show you the pack actually probably right now. Anniversary, because they've got these coupon packs that are $20. Like this is a coupon pack that's $20. That's not the one I got though. It was actually, yeah, I think that's the one. Yep. So normally this pack's $50. With the 50% off, it comes to $20. That's not 50%, but I'm not complaining. That's more than 50%. That's 60% off. I love it. I'll take it. But this is the pack that I got right here. Gave my alliance some crates, got some resources. But if you look, there's the 8-hour speed ups and the 3 1-day speed ups. So that's 4 or 5. Yeah, between all that, it's more than 5 days worth of speed ups. And then I got all the construction boosts and stuff, and 13,000 stuff. I thought it was a good deal for $20. I did spend that. But I also did it during an event that was spend money to get rewards. So I got rewards for spending money and unlocking GEC. Anyway, it comes in real fast. Now, I told you all I would tell you how to get some free Gek. Here is a good thing. So, there's an event that happened recently, Galaxy Wars, where you get a lot of these crates. And you can get these crates through other events, and even one of them through dailies, I think. Let me show you the crates. Here, I'm going to show you a little crate trick to get free Gek. Alright, so you've probably seen a lot of these before, and you just used them when you got them, didn't think much about it. The standard war crate, you get that all the time. Then you've also got your basic war crate, and in the Galaxy War event, I managed to get some superior and ultimate war crates. Now, I've got a bunch of other crates here. Here's a tip. Don't use your crates. Save almost all your crate. Any crate that gives you resources, save it. I mean, stuff that's for like Cornerstone's not quite as important to save, but still useful to save. And that's part of the tip I'm about to get into. But yeah, save those crates. And what you do is, if you don't have the resources, say I'm really low on my minerals and crystals because I just built a bunch of stuff, and I need minerals and crystals. Instead of using items for minerals and crystals, I will use crates. And just open a whole bunch of hyper crates or something, or regular crates, whatever. And they will give me, those huge millions of minerals, millions of crystals, millions of alloy. Give me a lot of everything. I had like 80 of them recently. Then we had a intergalactic war, and I was low on resources, and I opened them all. And I still had to fall back and use a few items. But because I don't use my items for resources, I use the smallest item for resources every day. For the 5 resources, you have to open 5 of them a day, and you get bonus resources, so you practically double your resources. But it's only the smallest one, but that adds up. I do those every day. But everything else, I save, and I only use when I have to. If I only need one resource, say I've got a lot of minerals, I got a lot of alloy, I'm low on crystals, I will use items for crystals then, because I don't need to open up a pack of crates that might give me more minerals or more alloy. I want to balance it out. But once I have multiple low, that's what I'll go to. But if I look here, I've got literally hundreds of things of minerals there. Same thing, hundreds. There's 500 at the lower amount of crystals, and even at the larger amounts, tons. I mean, yeah, I could easily have 2 million, 6 million crystals just sitting here in items, and more in those crates back there. And I've got 17 million crystals on me, and even in alloy, I've just got lots of alloy items still. So if I'm low on a single resource, I can fall back on those items. But instead of using my items right off the bat, I try to, if I can, fall back on the crates first. So if my base was to get destroyed and someone stole all my resources, they can't steal my crates. They can't steal my items. They can only steal what I'm storing. So if that stuff runs low and I need more shit, pardon my language, then I can go and open the crates, and after that, do the items. Very rarely do I flip-flop that. But anyway, so you save your crates, right? At least the ones with the resources. Now, when you have large numbers of crates, here's where the trick comes in. You have certain crates, like hyper crates, you can press the crate to look at it, that have like 1,000 Gek as a reward. That's a rare reward. You're almost never going to see that from a hyper crate, but it is there. There's a chance for it. These war crates, the chances of getting the Gek are much higher because they're regular rewards. They're not an elite reward. But say this ultimate crate right here. If I look at my Gek, I actually have 4 options for Gek. They're all considered a regular reward. And the biggest one is 2K. 2,000 Gek. Now, what you do is don't open it. And when you're opening your other crates for whatever reason, say there's an event going on right now. I've already opened my 80 for today, but it was open 80 crates to get rewards. So I've got the crates, it's no problem. But say tomorrow I've got to open up another 80. I could open up, these 10, I could open up 70 here. While I'm opening them, open them 10 at a time. Sometimes you'll get good rolls, like, oh, here's a bunch of good stuff. And sometimes you'll get garbage rolls where you get nothing that's even decent. You get like the worst stuff out of all 10 of those crates. If you get 2 garbage rolls in a row, that's where you stop. Don't open anything else. Go to your super crates, whatever they are. Be, hyper crate. Hyper crate's not the best way to go, actually, because like I said, it's more like a jackpot to get that. So you might get 1,000 if you're super lucky, but that's unlikely. However, with these ultimate war crates, where it's a common roll, out of 10, if I had just gotten 2 groups of 10 with all bad rolls, my odds are much, much higher for these crates. And it's much higher with all of these crates, not just one crate. I'm not going to get 2,000 one time. I'm going to get it potentially 2 or 3 times with a crate like this, specifically. That is amazing. Honestly, I would suspect, to keep it realistic here, that I would get Gek 3 times, and it would be on the higher end if I've gotten 2 garbage 10 rolls in a row. And what that means is, let's say I got 2 of the highest and 1 of the second highest. That's 5,000 Gek. So if I get garbage, turn around, open up 10 of these, boom, 5,000 Gek. Go do that again. Open up some others. Oh, here's garbage twice. Come back again. Boom, another 5,000 Gek. So with this right here, I get 10,000 Gek. And I get about half that with these crates. Actually, a little over half, but yeah. So let's still say like 10,500. Or not. Sorry, that would be 5 and 5 is 10. And then half, 2.5. Yeah, so it'd be about 15,000 Gek. But yeah, just these 2 groups of crates right here. 15,000 Gek. Easy. And you know what? Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to do it just to show you guys. Let's see if I can open up Pirate Crates. Now, the rare ones with this that we're looking for are the Nova Emblem 2s. If I get a whole bunch of Nova Emblem 1s, those are secondary good ones. Everything else is considered garbage from this crate. Doesn't matter if I think it's garbage. I love the alloy. I love the shipbuilding speed, the repair speed, the 15-minute speed ups. I love all of those. Station jump charges are useful. Those are great for me. But they're still considered crap rolls, and that's what's important. What is a crap roll? But let's go ahead and see if we can get 2 rows in 2 groups in a row with no ×2 or a large amount of the... It's usually a lot easier to do with stuff like Cornerstones, because with Cornerstones, it's real simple. If you don't even get a green, if it's all white all white and maybe 1 green, that's pretty garbage for a group of 10. And you get all white again, maybe 1 green. You haven't got any blues, you haven't got any purples twice in a row. Okay, boom, hit that big crate, because you're going to get something. The game is really good about not screwing you over 3 times in a row with the big groups of 10. This only works with the groups of 10. That's another pointer. That's why I save your crates. But, alright, I'm going to open these Cornerstone crates. And if this is a garbage one, then we'll try for the other one. It's less likely that... Okay, I got a green. There's another green. I got a blue. See, it's not a good time for me to roll for it. I was hoping. But see, if because I got that blue, it is more likely that I will get only 1 thing of Gek or 2. It is unlikely I will get 3. I could get 3. But it's very unlikely that I would get 3 now. Now, if I got a purple or multiple blues, oh hell, even worse. I've even opened some crates though before, like where I've gotten with just these standard ones right here. I had a group of 10, and I did that thing where I told you it was all white, 1 thing of green out of 2 groups of 10. I opened it up, the 200. In 1 group of 10, I found that 5 times. That was ridiculous. That was 1,000 extra Gek. Where normally I would have been lucky to get, a 200. But dang it. I really wanted to show you guys. Let me open up one of these. Alright, let's see if I can maybe get a bad roll. At least 1 bad roll. That was not a great roll, but that was the equivalent to 2 greens. But because those times 1 are like a green. If I got the times 2, I would definitely not want to run anything. You know what? Let's go for it. This is not the best ideal because this is like one okay roll and then 1 bad roll. I would usually like to do 2 bad rolls, but just to show you guys in the video, I'm going to say I could maybe get away with 3,000 Gek if I'm lucky. Any more, and I got really lucky. Any less, and I got screwed over. Let's see. 1, 2. Dang it. Only 2. So I got kind of unlucky on that one. Screw it. We'll go one more time. Let's see what we get this time. 400. Yeah, see. 400. That was nothing in comparison to that first one, which was 2,000. And even that was bad. If I had honestly, if I had done what I usually do, I would have easily, instead of getting 2,000 from that group of 10, I would have easily gotten like 5,000. And if I had done that twice, that's 10,000 Gek. Instead of 10,000 Gek, I got 2,400. That was, oof, it was not pretty. That last one was, in fact, a garbage one. You know what? That was enough of a garbage one. I'm going to try for one of these because it's a lot less, but... See, I got 4 Gek things out of this one. And 400 for this is much better than 400. That would have been like the same as the other one getting 1,000. So if I had done one of those big ones for that third one instead of the second one, I would have walked away with like 3,000 Gek from that one. And I don't want to roll again now with this big one because the odds of me getting a good roll lower. Because I just got a good roll. That was a good roll. Anyway, I mean, you guys can see, I just, in total though, from that, even though that was not the best way to do it, I just went from 32,000 to 36,800. Not bad, not bad. Anyway, honestly, I mean, any Gek is great, but yeah, that was really stupid of me. I lost a lot of Gek for what I could have gotten on that. So I showed you how to not do it, but you understand the principle, I'm hoping, and you could do better than me on your crates. We talked about modules, we talked about crates. I think we are good. Let me show what's going on right now elsewhere. I've showed you my base. I don't think there's a research really to be going over, because my research is pretty well nearly maxed out. Oh, armies. That's something we could go over. So what I've been doing recently, these things, best offensive in the game. Second best offensive. And actually, this is the third. Pretty good still. That's the regular Kraken stuff. I've got a nice little mixture of things kind of all over the board here. Need to... That's 7. Okay, no, let's take those. So let's take those off. Put those on. There we go. Yeah, start scanning. Oh, 13. Let's put those down to 1. Add one of those in. There we go. Sorry, the new thing that keeps giving me extra command points really kind of remesses with my fleets a little. I've got to redesign stuff a whole bunch. Okay, that's not finished. So fleets, back to what I was saying, sorry. I was adding all my troops. I have my main offensive fleet at the moment is right here. And eventually I want as many as possible to be these amino battle cruisers. And then I'll fill in the holes with some Poseidon light cruisers and maybe even Hyperions if I need to. If I don't have the Poseidons, I can replace them with the Rainer battle cruisers. Ruiner battle cruisers. These are the best that I could do. I can't build a Royal Oak yet. I do have the fragments for the Royal Oaks. I just can't build dreadnoughts. But those are more defensive. They're not nearly as offensive as these ships. So you've got your offensive and defensive fleets, and you only need a few defensive fleets. Offensively, though, I've got, my intergalactic Kraken fleet, and I've got a regular Kraken fleet, and as I move more Ruiners out, I can bring them here and move out the light cruisers, and even this other fleet over here is another Kraken fleet I got. So those are my 3 offensive Kraken fleets. And I've got my defensive fleets. And this one is a light cruiser. It just uses all drones. I designed it myself. This guy's got, some nice perks with fleet damage taken reduction, increased drone damage, and can't be captured, so great for PvP and stuff like that. He's got decent speed because it's all light cruisers. He's not super slow or super fast. Because they're light cruisers, the repair time is not usually even a day. It's pretty easy to repair. And I'm not losing a whole bunch. So it doesn't take a lot of build time out of my shipyards. It doesn't take a lot of repair time. Overall, this is starting to become sort of my favorite defensive guy. I've actually have some other versions of this guy without, like my previous one had shield buff and didn't have the 3rd perk for not being captured. So this guy still is leveling up. He's not at 50 yet. Like my other... Oh, right here. This guy. This guy was my old one. He had the drone buff, and then he had the shield restoring. That was the best orange defensive I had found so far. Yeah, everybody's at max level except for that guy and some purples that I didn't use. I'll end up replacing them. Honestly, the only reason I'm holding on to them is because they've got a really good ability, and if they add either the ability to make purples into oranges in the future, or to take abilities off of one hero and put them on another, these guys would be very good. Otherwise, I would just trash them. But I mean, like this one right here, that has the 30% attack, plus 20% accuracy, plus 70% damage to stations. And then it also has another plus 20% attack. In total, that's 50% attack and 20% accuracy. That's huge. Not to mention the 70% damage to stations on top of that. And a little leadership bonus. If I can make this thing into an orange, this would be my ultimate offensive leader right here. But can't do that. If I can move that ultimate ability to my offensive leader, that would be amazing. There's so much that would be great. This guy, Master Gunner, 32% for cannons, another attack plus 20 on top of that. That's, if you use cannons, that's like 52% damage right there. Another 50%, it's huge. Also leadership buff. This one, I spent money on this one back in the day because it was supposed to be orange, and then it turned out purple, and they wouldn't give me my money back. Anyway, that was a frustration. But yeah, leadership, fleet damage taken's a bad thing, but the fleet attack plus 20%, plus the fleet accuracy and can't be captured was great. If I can make this an orange, it would still be wonderful. Or again, just even moving that overclocked ability to somebody would be great. That's not currently a thing that you can do in the game. I'm hoping. If I run to a good orange that I need to recruit, I will drop one of these in a heartbeat. But at the moment, I'm holding on to them. But yeah, this is a newer orange, though, like I was saying, that I had just gotten. I still need to level him up to max out this army. But it's still the best defensive army overall. And not best strength-wise or for defending. I mean because I don't have to spend a lot of time on rebuilding the ships when they die, because very few of them die. And I don't have to spend a lot of time on repairs. I could repair it all in a night, no problem, without needing to waste a bunch of speed-ups necessarily. My other defensive army, and it's sort of a twofold, and it will eventually become a threefold. I'm using the Crown Dreadnoughts right now, because they're cheap to get. I can just use my alliance points and get them essentially for free. They only take minerals to repair. So, resource-wise, where the other one's minerals and crystals, this one's only minerals. And they're not going to die, so I'm not going to spend any time in the shipyard. Well, usually. They're very hard to kill. So I'm probably not going to spend almost any time in the shipyard. Actually, even if they do die, I'm getting them from the Alliance, shop. So I'm spending no time getting in the shipyard fixing these. But their repair time can be huge. I've had their repair time at 2 and 3 days. And that is just, ugh. So yeah, while this keeps my shipyards actually building new ships, the repair time can be god-awful. Now, on the flip side, if I need to repair them, I can move them to the dock and repair them. And then out of the dock, I will move out my fodder frigates. These things, I don't have to worry about the repair time because it's so quick, but they're more likely to die. And again, they only take minerals. Actually, I've upgraded them to where they do take a small amount of crystals, but it's like I've never spent more than 10, I think. Something really low. It's ridiculous. So practically no crystals. But while they don't take repair time, if I'm rebuilding them, they're taking shipyard time. See, so there's repair time versus shipyard time. It's a yin-yang thing. Yin-yang thing. Which is really great between these two, but they both only do minerals. Now, if I was to build the Royal Oak battle cruisers, I believe my Royal Oaks would beat the Crown 2 Dreadnoughts in defensive strength, especially once I could build the elite ones in the Elite Galaxy, which I'm not there yet. But they will cost crystals and alloy to repair. So I can make an even stronger defensive fleet. Same problem with this about the repair time, but have crystals and alloy as a repair. Or I can have this fleet as the next strongest, which is just minerals. Or I can have this fleet as the next strongest. Repair time is quick, the build time not so quick, but it's a lot easier to maintain the ships. I might lose 1 or 2 here or there. I don't almost ever lose these things. And the repair time is a few hours. It's nothing. Not like 2 or 3 days. And then you get over to the fodder, the frigates, which, you'll repair it in an hour, maybe 2 tops, not a problem. But you'd lose a lot more of them and you'd be building more from the shipyards. But then again, like I said, everything, this problem, taking away your shipyards. This problem, taking away your repair time. And this problem, costing you a few crystals. None of that is a big issue. And the other one that I can't even do yet would cost crystals and alloy and take repair time. But it would be the biggest defensive fleet for big things. Big situations. So what I'm doing is I'm using all of these, and I'm switching them out as needed. Like, I can use this fleet to not lose anything, and then if I can't repair it, don't worry about repairing it. Switch it out for the fodder fleet. Switch, in this guy and use his fleet. So I've got 2 defensive armies that can rotate stuff out, and then I can worry about repairs later. And I can keep repairing my offensive fleets, or I can keep repairing this guy. I can keep repairing the fodder frigates until they're all practically gone. Hello, kitty. My cat says hi, everyone. Yeah, those are my current fleets. Can't wait to get a 6th fleet, but I gotta finish leveling stuff up first. All these Kraken ships were from boosts. These boosts down here. These things. I've been building them like crazy, trying to get caught up, but I'm still not caught up. I still have from the last Intergalactic some aminos. I don't want to build these though because I'm afraid the next Kraken's going to start any day now or any hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up the Kraken ships I've got, do some regular ships. When the next Kraken hits, build for the Kraken. I'll get more of these little build rights. But as soon as it's over and I've got build space, I'm going to queue up all of these aminos, get them out of the way, and then as many ruiners as I can, so I'll only have the little Kraken ships left. And then I'll be able to get most of them out of the way as needed before the following Kraken. I think I've gone over everything. If you guys have any questions, anything specific you want to see, let me know. Oh, titles. So they've added in hit the wrong thing. They've added in titles to the game. They had a title before, but it didn't give a bonus, I don't think. Strategist, Charged Up, Supernova, Void, Technological, lots of stuff. Minor, Resilient. I've got all but 4 apparently. But yeah, so a lot of these are situational, but you can change them at any time. There's no cooldown. There's just put them on as you know. I'm about to jump my ship in. Use the jump cooldown to light daybreak. Or admired. Those are both jump cooldown delay. Anyway, use daybreak or admired to reduce it by 10%. It's as soon as you jump in and then the timer's already started, take it off, put on something else. I'm going to repair my ships. Throw on resilient for the repair speed, repair the ships, then take resilient off and put on something else. Workship limit, if you're doing a lot of stuff with workships and you want them to collect more, yeah, you can throw that on. Honestly, that doesn't be quite as useful unless there's an event going on where they're collecting. Or you're about to go to sleep, maybe. Even then, I wouldn't. Maybe you're about to go to bed, you want your workships to collect, they don't have enough storage to collect everything from a mineral field. Throw that on, gives them the extra storage. They start collecting, then take it off for something else while you sleep. Research speed. Equip it before you research anything. Unequip it as soon as you've queued it up. Great. Supernova, fleet maintenance. That's a good one to keep on to just lower the maintenance cost of your ships. Now, usually the maintenance cost is energy and minerals. And you'll probably be fine with energy. If you're negative with energy, that can help get you out of the negative. If you just need more minerals, that can help you increase, essentially, your minerals by, not 8% of all your minerals, unless you're negative in the minerals, but 8% of what all your fleets cost, and that can add up to be a lot. Energy production, now it's a smaller amount, but also very good. The fleet maintenance, I think, if you're negative, is going to do more than the energy production will. But if you're not in the negative and you just need more energy, that potentially could be more than fleet maintenance. And then strategist, fleet damage taken. Anytime you're about to go into combat or you just don't know what else to put on, that's what I do. I keep strategist on because it's only 1.5% damage, but I mean that's 1.5% less in repairs in both time and cost. Not to mention that might be enough to save a ship, keep you from needing to rebuild as much or from losing as much. So it's great. But say you have 1.5% fleet damage reduced. That's going to reduce your time for repairs by 1.5%. And then your repair speed by 5%. So you actually get like a 6.5% increase by combining those two. There's lots of cool things. Now, these other 4, let's see. Dreadnought movement speed. I guess that will only be useful if you're moving dreadnoughts. I don't really see that one as a big deal. If I'm moving fleet, I probably want to care more about defense and the 1.5% defense. See, scanning speed plus 20%. That's very useful if you're about to scan a planet that takes like 3 hours or 5 hours. Yeah, that's great. 20% off of like a 3-hour thing, that's 20 minutes out of each hour, right? No, that'd be 30%. That'd be 2 minutes, 2 times 6, 12. It'd be 12 minutes off of each hour. So if a 3-hour would be 36 minutes. So that's going to save you over an hour and a half on a 3-hour scan. And if you got multiple 3-hour scans go at the same time, like do all your little scans, save up your big ones, you're about to go to sleep or go do something, activate this, start the scans, as soon as the scans start, turn it off. That's great. I really haven't scanned 10 gas planets? Wow. Okay. Reduce module upgrade time by 6.5%. That's good when you get the bigger upgrades for the modules. Same thing as the research. Queue it up, research it, take it off. And then you've got Bounty Hunter mineral production speed 2.8%. Yeah. So that'd be a good one to put on maybe while you're going to sleep. Anytime you're not doing anything else, throw on mineral production to get extra minerals. Anyway, but yeah, and how you get those, if you don't know, is under the achievements here. That'll tell you, like, Bounty Hunter, complete 50 legions. Commander, recruit 3 plus epic admirals. Enhanced, 15 purple modules. There's the 10 gas planets. And then Tornado, 18 purple fragments. I actually have some stuff I think I can open for fragments. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. I think I've covered a bunch of the new stuff in the events. Oh. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.